Kevin Nash might not care about Sting, but we certainly do here on Fog Wrestling, and that's why we are back with an AEW Dynamite preview, for which will be the last time we see the Stinger on Wednesday nights. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Like I said, AEW preview, February 28th, 2024. Big sexy, big lazy Kevin Nash couldn't be bothered flying out to Revolution, but we can be bothered. They're a Dynamite preview, and if Tony Khan wants to give us tickets to Revolution, then sure, do it, and we'll sell them on eBay or something. But anyway, Kevin Nash is a bad friend. We like the Stinger. Let's talk about the Stinger. It's his last appearance tonight on Dynamite. Will he be on Collision? Not entirely sure, but it's the last time we'll see him on Wednesdays. Don't think he'll be in the ring, but still, it's a big moment here, and Sting finally puts an end to his AEW career, at least from a televised show standpoint. He's got one pay-per-view left in him. What's your thoughts on the Stinger's run in AEW? Have you enjoyed the Stinger? Has he done damage to his career? Or has it been a fun little run for the last 3 seasons or 3 years or whatever?
I don't think he's done damage to his career. I don't see what he would have to do something on the level of Benoit to damage his legacy. But I would say it's been wasted. Yeah, he might have had fun, but if we had fun, he's been in a jobber tag team. Stinger deserves more than that.
I'll say I think it's been okay, right? He's done some okay stuff, but I just don't think that him coming into AEW for 3 years, if you told me the best that he could do would be 3 years teaming with Darby Allin, and I don't even think they held the tag team titles, or did they?
No, they did. They just won them recently.
Alright, well, they've just won them recently, okay, but I mean, that was like 3 years of doing nothing. It's been okay, it's been fun. I just don't think it's the best they could have done. I think he could have used Sting better. Yeah, maybe he can't do 15, 20 solo minute matches, but I think you could have used Sting as just an occasional wrestler, and you could have had him in main event scenes. The fact that Sting hasn't challenged for a world title, I also think is embarrassing. I mean, this guy he's a massive star compared to everyone that's in AEW. He should have been in the title fight. He should have been in the main event scenes. I do feel like teaming him up with 140 pounds soaking wet emo boy Darby Allin has wasted him. I'm not going to lie. I do think they could have done more with him. It's not been a horrible run, but yeah, for me, definitely a wasted opportunity. A chance for AEW to legitimately book Sting as a real main eventer, something their company doesn't have much of, and they haven't done it. But I'm glad that Sting got to, have a wrestle for a couple more years. But it's not quite a WrestleMania 31 showdown with Triple H.
No one's asking Sting to bury people, right, for the world title. But I mean, if you defend.
Yeah, I'm not even saying he had to win it, but
if you defend the world title against Sting, that adds prestige. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
He doesn't need to beat guys 40 years younger than him. He doesn't need to, right? But I feel like with Sting, he at least deserves to have a match of that magnitude. He didn't beat Rollins, did he?
Nope.
People cried about that. And they cry about him, Triple H beating him. He had a Mania match, right? And he had a world title match against Seth Rollins. That's better than what he's done in AEW, folks.
Yeah, his WWE career was good. It was just short. Then obviously Seth Rollins fucking basically ended his career. Didn't help either. But yeah, Sting, it will be sad to see him go. I do believe this will be it. I don't see Sting coming back at this age. It's going to be his retirement match. He's not a Ric Flair. I just don't see Sting in 5 or 10 years' time wanting to put the boots on again. Unfortunately, I do think we'll see the end of Sting.
Leave the memories alone.
Speaking of old guys putting the boots back on, Lionheart is back tonight. Yes, not Chris Jericho, not Y2J, not the what's the other gimmicks in AEW?
I don't know, the old fat guy.
The demigod. None of those Chris Jerichos.
The sex god. The sex bitch.
We ain't getting those versions. We're getting Lionheart Chris Jericho. And I think it's incredibly lame. They've done this a couple of times with Jericho and AEW. You just can't stick similar looking gear on the guy that he wore like in the mid-90s and call him Lionheart and expect that to pass. This is 54-year-old or whatever he is, Chris Jericho. It's not Lionheart Chris Jericho. Lionheart Chris Jericho was his gimmick when the guy was in his 20s. Alright, he's like 30 years older now. It's been 3 decades. It's just an old guy. It's just Jericho with a name Lionheart. I mean, it's not the same.
AEW think though this is like great storytelling, whipping out some guy's gimmick from 30 years ago. It's sad. It's pathetic. It shouldn't be done. Just leave it buried, man. Don't understand it.
The only guy I think that can really pull this off is Taker when he goes between Deadman and American Badass.
Because it's Taker.
He's got that sort of look. Lionheart Chris Jericho wasn't necessarily a gimmick. It was just what he was doing when he was younger.
Yeah.
And is he really at 54 years old got the Lionheart? I don't think so, but he's taken on Atlantis Jr. What's your thoughts on him?
Atlantis Jr., I know Atlantis Senior, what a guy he was. I mean...
I don't know if that's Senior in the background, but it kind of looks like John Cena wearing a mask.
It does, doesn't it? I don't know what's going on.
Could be his father. Anyway, Jericho's taking on some masked guy tonight from CMLL.
From the bottom of the sea.
Yeah, it's just like, what... A Mexican promotion that nobody cares about is going to be on Dynamite. Are we supposed to freak out? Are we supposed to celebrate that? I'm not entirely sure. Atlantis will be in his... Oh, so it is. So the guy in the background is actually his father. And Junior is going to prove that he's better than Jericho. So we'll see what happens there. Jericho versus Atlantis Junior. Will Ospreay is supposedly going to be on the show tonight. Wow, I can't wait for that. What else do we have? The Jackson brothers. Will they be on the show to hype up their retirement match with Sting? Will we see anything to do with the Bucks and Sting and Darby Allin? Possibly. Ric Flair is going to be on Dynamite as well. There's rumours that he could turn on Sting. If that is the case, then they have left this way too fucking late. How can Ric Flair turn on Sting on the last appearance of Dynamite? If you want to do some storytelling and you want to have Flair go heel, then you're not giving it any time.
And I think it also kind of ruins the fact that, I mean, it's Sting's last match. What's the payoff? You can't have another one.
Yeah, it's not like we're going forward. What happens? Like going forward, is Ric Flair going to call it Sting? Is Sting going to come out next week and have beat
Unless it
Flair?
was to set up like the ultimate retirement match against Flair, but they're not going to do that, are they? So,
and he can't even put Andrade in Flair's corner now because he's back in WWE wearing a gimp mask. So it's like
lowering the tits off.
I don't know. I mean, Tony Khan, he's a desperate man, but is he desperate enough to put 75-year-old Ric Flair on TBS or TNT or whatever?
You might be.
And put him in a ring?
Everybody's got a price.
So, rest in peace, Virgil, by the way. I also want to point that out. Adam Page will announce tonight whether or not he is going to compete for the world title. At this point, I mean, they've left it to the last show, so I think he's going to say he's competing.
Yeah, who cares if he isn't, though?
Yeah.
You know what? It's probably the first triple threat that they've ever done for the AEW title. It's always been single matches, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been. We've got a big trios match, not separated, we've got a big trios match scheduled for tonight. It's going to be the Combat Club, Moxley, Claudio Cascanoli, and Bryan Danielson taking on FTR and the AEW Continental Champion, Eddie Kingston. Thoughts on that 6-man tag?
Can't wait for it. Buzzing.
Here, I will say this though, right? This is one of those rare 6-man tag matches where it's pretty even, and you don't know who's going to win.
But do you care who's going to win?
No, you don't. But I mean, normally you have no fucking idea. Normally it's like an established 6-man tag team versus a tag team you've never seen before. And it's just so fucking obvious who's winning. Tonight, I think this could go either way on the last step to Revolution. We also have the last match scheduled for tonight. Chris Statlander taking on Sky Blue. What's your thoughts on that? Will Statlander join Stokely Hathaway's groups? What's going to happen?
What's going to happen? I think Sky Blue's going to win. That's my prediction there. Chris Statlander, but an ugly bastard. And what about Anthony Stokely, or whatever he's called? What about him?
Anthony Stokely?
Anthony Stokely.
Bob Stokely?
Bob Stokely. What?
Well, he's dead walking dead, isn't he?
Who's this guy?
Tainted meat. Who's this Stokely Hathaway?
So who's joining them? I don't know.
Chris Statlander.
Is it?
He's been trying to get her to join. You not seen her in the last couple of weeks with regular clothes with that fatty? The Nightingale Willingale?
I can't say I remember. Will Nightingale's probably blocked the entire screen or something.
Right, guys, there you go. That's your AEW Dynamite preview there. We don't normally put ourselves through the horror of previewing Dynamite, but we did it for Sting, because we care more about Sting than Kevin Nash does.
It's done more for us than it did for the Stinger.
And we didn't even tear a quad while doing this, so there you go. Till next time, guys. Peace.